Hello and welcome back to our HIP Republic of Ireland campaign. In our last episode we won our war down here to take the city of Enniscorthy, so we've added that to our holdings, but we do have one free point of domain size to hold an additional city, but I don't know exactly where we could get one. It would be a good idea to try though. I guess ideally we want to revoke the cities in our capital county here. But these are both held, I think, by other patricians in the Republic. But we do have righteous imprisonment on this guy. So if we were to try to imprison him and he rebelled against us, we would have cause to revoke that, I think. Let's see, we don't have cause right now. So we need a valid revocation reason as a Republic, and also we need to enable the appropriate law. Okay, well we should be able to try and pass a law again. Let's see about title revocation. So 2 supporters, 1 opponent, 2 undecided. So I think we need to probably buy a favor from one of the undecided people to make sure that this goes through. $292 gold. And who was the other one? This guy. 370. It's probably worth doing. I imagine this will pay for itself if we get an extra city out of it. So let's go ahead, and we'll just call this in immediately. Which should give us 3 supporters, potentially 2 opponents. We'll annoy our feudal vassals. But we don't care about them. Grandson was born, okay. And we have approved the law. Great. So the Lord Mayor has declared a trade war over Oriel. Trade war, that's not to seize the city, I don't think. Oh no, he's attacking the other patrician, I see. Mercada. To take a trade post. I remember now what these CBs are. Okay, that's fine. Let's try to righteously imprison this guy. We're not going to send our marshal over there because we actually want him to rebel against us, because that will give us the reason that we need to revoke his title. And if we fail, I guess we won't have reason to revoke it, but we will have him in prison where he can no longer cause us any trouble. Why does he suddenly like us a lot? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll try and do it. The council approves. He's raised his flag in rebellion, as we desired. Let's go ahead and raise troops. I think you guys can just stay at home. Ooh, his army has run into us there, that's fine. And we're going to go drinking with Donald Dove again, apparently. Despite the important matters, and we're going to play a game again to see who's the better strategist. Can we extend our winning streak? We absolutely can. Our friend, Donald Dove, tells us that he's a bit concerned about the war we currently struggle with, and he's going to send us a small gift of 18 gold. We are very grateful. Time to get back to real life. We gain some more prestige. And we've already sieged his holding, so we can go ahead and enforce our demands. So we can disband our army, and we should be able to revoke his title? We can. It costs us 25 prestige, but it's well worth it, I think. He won't be unlanded, he'll still get to hold on to his family holding. But I don't know whether him being imprisoned affects his chances of being elected. Was he in the lead? I don't think he was. We're still pretty far behind, by the way, but I'm not going to be too worried about making sure that we win that. Alright, so we have a new city, the city of Dublin Castle. I don't think it's really a city, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose. And I guess we'd like to build a small center of trade here at some point. Or upgrade the port, though it's already at its current max level. This would be increased by increasing trade practices, which also would increase our trade post limit, incidentally. But I think we're pretty far away from being able to do that. That's okay. Alright, so we should start making a decent amount of money from that. We are. Okay, great. What is our income at right now? 17. And our Great Mansion is finished, which should, I think, increase our income even further. We can't afford to upgrade that again just yet, but that has increased our trade post limit to 8. So that's probably what we'll spend our money on now. Some more trade posts. And I guess we'll expand southwards. I guess Land's End isn't a great sea zone. It only has 2 ports on it. But we want contiguous trade zones, and we want to get into the Channel here probably, which has some pretty good zones in it. So we are going to have to fight things out with the Republic of Kent. And I imagine that it's going to be pretty expensive for us to build trade posts down here. 200 gold, not actually that bad. I guess we might just build one right now for that price. That seems good. We probably won't be seizing any cities down here eventually. Oh, they've just rebelled against England. Hopefully that doesn't affect us at all. Revolt of the English Revolt League. Seems like it's just the County of Cornwall. Well, good luck to them, I suppose. Another trade war between 2 of our patricians. Against the one who we've imprisoned, actually. So, let's see, was that over... It's over Oriel, which I think was the... This is just the same war again, is it not? I thought this was one he was already fighting. Anyway, need to appoint a new commander, and who better than our good friend Donald Dove? Craftsmen that you funded a couple of years ago have returned to tell you of their success. With your support, they were able to set up their business, and it's now one of the most profitable enterprises in Dublin. Great, more taxes for me. So we get extra city tax in Dublin, which is really good, actually. Assuming that it applies to our domain income, which I think it probably does. Most of this is from cities. We'll see. Yep, that did go up. A bit. Not by 10%, I don't think. I pass a small river and see a large turtle sitting by it. Actually, it just sits there doing nothing, not giving a damn. In a way, it looks kind of formidable. So we can try again to get content, which I think would be fine. More stewardship is definitely welcome, but didn't, that's fine. You discovered a plot where this guy from Offaly, the guy who we granted the whole county to, Seeks to fabricate a claim on the Republic. Well, that's no good. Meanwhile, Cardinal Leonardo of Narnia was given a seat in the College of Cardinals. Good for him. We could try to arrest this guy and maybe revoke his title, but we don't really want it. It's a castle, and we'd rather just have cities. So I guess we'll just ask him to stop plotting. He is going to maybe be a problem because he thinks he should be on the council and he's not. How does the Tradition faction feel? They're content, so I guess that's not an issue. Alright, we'll see about building maybe another trade post in Devon or something. Just to make sure that we have control over this zone. So another 200 gold, I think we'll build that. Let's see, we should probably upgrade some trade posts as well at some point. This is relatively cheap, and I think especially the one in Dublin we should upgrade because increasing the tax income here is extra effective because considering that our steward is going to be parked here, I think his increase to tax income, if I can find him. I can't actually hover over him. I did for a second there. There we go. I think the local tax modifier of 35% does apply to trade posts. I guess we'll find out. If we want to. So we'll do this for extra tax income there. Which puts us a bit low on money, so that's probably all we'll do for the moment. But our trade post down here should be finishing fairly soon. Not until May, I guess. Okay, so our trade post is upgraded. Now making 20 gold from that. I guess the way that we would find out is by removing our steward and then reappointing her or replacing her there. So yeah, we're down to 17 there, and then if we put her back to collect taxes, it goes up to 20. So it definitely applies to trade posts, which is good to know. And our own trade post is finished down there, which I think just needs to update so that we can see whether we have control over that, which we should at this point. And Donald Dove invites us again for another drinking party. Of course we'll come. Alright, so another trade zone to our name, and our arsenal has finished in Dublin, which will increase our levy. Income's up to 23 gold a month now, which is really good. If only we could revoke the third city down here, we could really jack it up, but fortunately I don't think that's going to happen unless this guy does something. And of course he's such a good friend to us that he probably won't. Not that we'd really want to turn on him and take a city or anything, I suppose. We've arrived in the private rooms of, speaking of, Donald Dove. There is plenty of food and drink here, and the mood is decidedly merry. You are looking forward to this. Let's get it started. And we're going to bring out the board in pieces. Let's use the better strategist. We played for hours, the tides of fortune ebbing and flowing as you tried to attack your opponent's positions without opening your defense too much. Eventually, however, you made a fatal mistake that your opponent exploited and you lost the game. So finally we've lost. Donald Dove, I guess, has been, feverishly practicing since the last game and was determined to beat us. So good for him, I suppose. He can have one. That should be cause to revoke his city title from him, if you ask me, but anyway. Time to get back to real life. It was fun. We gained 20 prestige. Spinach may taste bitter, but I eat it because I find it makes me feel healthier and stronger. I've heard rumors of a less bitter spinach in faraway lands, though. I'm strong to the finish, because I eat my spinach. You get plus 0.5 health. Good for us. That should help us live a little bit longer. We discovered a plot where our daughter-in-law seeks to kill Donal McMurka. Is that our son and heir, I think? Well, we definitely don't want her to do that. Let's ask her to end the plot. I think that's fine. We have righteous imprisonment on her, but I don't think there's too much point in doing that. Right, our next trade post is finished. So these aren't worth as much for income as the other ones are, but that's okay. We should have pretty secure control over this trade zone. In fact, I don't think it's possible for anybody else to gain control over this now. So next we can look at going to the Breton coast, I suppose. As your efforts of gaining wealth grow all the more determined, you sleep less and less, since sleeping is not a profitable behavior, so unfortunately we gain stressed again. Which is kind of bad. We are probably in danger of dying sometime soon. We haven't actually managed to change our province's culture yet. I guess there's probably a pretty low chance of that happening. Alright, but our truce with Antrim is over. I thought it was supposed to be 1079, but I guess the Duke up here has died. Which is indeed the case. So I guess we'll go ahead and declare war on him then. Seize the county of Antrim. The council is unanimously in favour. Or at least they don't have any opinions on it. I assume he's not going to have any pacts or alliances. So this should be a pretty easy war. It looks like he's not even raising any troops for some reason. Alright, I guess we'll just siege his stuff then. I mean, we did raise troops right on top of them, but it was a tiny army, and then we moved it away, so I would have thought he'd raise something. Maybe not, though. The captain of one of your trade galleys was fished out of the water by a ship working for the Ubrenon family last week. Starved and half mad from scurvy, the captain reports that his crew mutinied and tossed him overboard. They seem to have decided on a life of piracy. So we lose 50 gold. Not a huge deal there, that's well, a bit less, or a bit more than 2 months income at this point, but we're paying to maintain our domain troops, so I think it, in the usual run of things, would be about 2 months income. Daughter was born to one of our courtiers. That's fine. Let's see. Our son Donal hasn't had any children yet. Oh, he's chaste, which I guess not working in his favor on that score. Our other children had two. He's had one daughter, so not much in the way of male family members born yet. Alright, we've sieged the top holding. So it should be just one more since we already own the city. Raiders from Gdansk have arrived to loot and pillage in Dublin. Well, we do already have our troops raised. We'll go and chase them out on the way home. One of my guards seems to be unhappy about this war. It seems he personally knows some of the soldiers fighting for the other side. We'll say they are your enemy. That's just how it is. Gain 1 prestige. So hopefully we'll be able to finish this siege and get down here before they actually finish their siege. since that would be bad for our income. 2 patricians fighting over a trade post, okay. Alright, we won our siege, got 100%, we'll enforce our demands. We gained this county, I'm just going to grant this castle to some random person. Gets us back below our domain limit. Alright, Donal is going to be our heir. I think he was already our heir. But I guess that's gotten rid of the no heir of our dynasty pop-up. As I woke up this morning, my hands and feet were bleeding, and there's a sharp pain in my side. What is happening to me? So I think because we're already zealous, we definitely will believe that it's the stigmata and we're blessed by God and gain 10 piety. And we can invest in technology, namely in military tech. I think we'll do military organization. I guess we're very close to leveling up in all these, which is why we can do this. Alright, so we have eaten the raiders, they're retreating to their boats. We can disband our troops. We apparently cannot disband our troops without losing some. I think we might have to wait for him to leave. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's fine. And our granddaughter needs an education. Or a focus for her education. I guess we'll get her something diplomacy related, maybe. Etiquette. Seems fine. Alright, well, we're out of time for this episode, so we'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.